Hi, CMattDye here. Hopefully you're having an awesome day, and I wanted to do the CNFT update, look at the top 5. I was recently on vacation. I have a couple pictures up on my Instagram, which is the same name as my YouTube, CMattDye, if you want to check that out. Without further ado, let's jump into the CNFT market, and I always like to start off with volume. So if we look at it day over day, it's down. Sales and assets sold are up. If we look at week over week, volume is actually up. It is still kind of, dismal, but it is higher than it was. Again, sales and assets sold are up as well. And if we look at month over month, volume is down. So assets sold, sales are also down month over month. And if we look at the overall, we did have a little spike in volume here, but now it's back down. It's going to be a little choppy just because that's the way the market is. Money still flowing into blue chip established projects, and then of course some new mints, as what we're going to talk about now. So let's look at the top 5. You can see we do have some pretty good sales going on. A dead pixel went for 47,500 here. This is in the last 24 hours. Someone paid a lot for an ADA handle. And then whatever this is here. If we go to the top 5 projects, and if you watch any of my videos, you know that I don't look at every single project. I don't know about every single project. I know about the ones that I'm into and the ones that are actually doing well from my perspective. So if you look at the top 10 again, they are mostly all established projects. You have SpaceBudz, Ape Society, Clay Nation, Virtua, Cardano Island was just minted recently, and I believe the Cardano Island is pretty sought after. They did charge a little much in my opinion, but a lot of people are into the metaverse, and that is the big buzzword. So Virtua, Cats on Chain are the two newcomers from my perspective. Again, number 5, Chilled Kongs, Cornucopias, they've been around for a long time. Clay Nation, Good Charlotte, and then Pitches by Clay Nation, Old Money. Number 11 is Balls Cat Rocket Club. 13 is Dead Rabbit Resurrection Society, Cardano Summit NFTs. Ada Tunes, actually I kind of thought they were a rug pull, so that's interesting. Pavia Cabins. If I think a project is good or not, usually I don't talk about it if I don't think it's good, just because in Cardano, I'd rather see the whole ecosystem rise. Saying bad things about a project, that's usually something I do stay away from. Some people get out there and they badmouth projects. That's not how I roll. I'd rather see the projects that I do like talked about rather than the projects I don't like being talked about in a negative way. Hopefully that makes sense. Anyway, let's get into it. So let's start with SpaceBudz here. Now, SpaceBudz has had a little bit of negative news lately, but you can see the floor just dropped here, and that is why. A little bit of negative news. It came out that the artist copied some other artwork. I don't know a lot about it. I didn't read a lot about it, but the evidence is pretty clear. It really does look like that he copied that art. Is it a big deal? Not in the long term, but in the short term, yeah, it's a big deal. Yeah, we talk about a lot of the cookie cutter art and this and that, some artwork that has been copied, and there's a lot of copycats on Cardano. They still get people buying them. I don't think anybody knew about the art that SpaceBudz artist copied because it's just not good. And the SpaceBudz version does look a little better, but I don't think that really matters. The point is that they copied it. Now, Alessandro, I think, is going to do something, and he's going to rectify it. I have 100% confidence in that statement. But I am a speculator, so you have to take it how you want. And that's why this floor did fall. some people saw that and they were like, well, I don't want to be in a copycat project, and they just sold it. And that's all the information they took from it. Now, will SpaceBudz come down a little more? I think they might. But, right now I kind of will just watch it and see what happens. If you want to jump in, it's not a bad area to jump in. Around that 4,000, 3,500 mark, maybe, if it comes down again. I think if it does come down again, it's probably going to come down a little further, maybe that 3,000, 3,500. But it can easily just hold levels as well. So this could be the all-time low for the next few months. And then we could start seeing SpaceBudz come up a little more. However, given what's going on, it's really hard to tell. SpaceBudz very quickly said that the artist said that they were original, and then the artist came out with something that I don't even know if it made any sense, but that's what SpaceBudz said. The artist said that they were original. That's all you can do. If you're doing a project and the artist isn't part of the core team, that's all you can do is take their word at face value. So I believe SpaceBudz. Believe what you want to believe. But I'm looking at this. If it does come down a little, if it does come down again, I would probably get interested. If not, it is a quality project, and I do think it's going to do well. So, we'll see what happens on this. But very, very interesting, actually. And you can see that they are number one by a long shot, 2.1 million versus 550, 320, 273. Excuse me. But yeah, they do have a lot of volume, so people are picking them up. So that's something to definitely look at. So let's go to number 2, which is the Ape Society. Right now their floor is at 2290. And we've seen them, as well as SpaceBudz, as well as Clay Nation, as well as Chilled Kongs over the past many weeks. They've held top 5. And you can see right here, this 1500, 1600, that was a level to pick them up. And now they're actually trying to hold over that 2000 level, which is interesting. So right now 2000 is support. However, if it does come back down anywhere between 15 and 1700, that would definitely be the place to pick it up. However, holding over 2000 is a big thing. So the longer it can hold over 2000, the better it actually will look. So Ape Society. Next, let's go to Clay Nation. Now, Clay Nation was on here before. I was talking about that 2500 level. You can see over here it got down to that 2000 to 2300 zone, and then it popped back off. It couldn't quite get over 3000, and now it's kind of just meandering sideways a little bit. So you want to keep an eye on that 2500, 2600. If that actually supports, that would be pretty good. However, if it does come back down to this 2000, 2300, that would be a level definitely pick it up at. But if you pick it up at 2500, that's not a bad thing, because if you're looking at major support around that 2000, 2300, and you pick it up at 2500, it's not a terrible play. So I'm looking around that 2500, 2300 zone myself. So we'll see what happens on Clay Nation. I'm an owner of Clay, so maybe I'm a little biased, but I do like the project, and the 3 we've spoken about so far, I am a fan of. Now, newcomer, Virtua, Cardano Island. Cardano Island has done things in the past. They minted the Cardano Summit NFTs, and that's why they went a little crazy. You can see, where were they, like number 14? They're at 64 floor right now. Just like 2 to 3 weeks ago, they were at like 10, 13 floor, and now they're at 64. So that's why they boomed, because if you own the Summit, I think you got a whitelist mint. It was something like that. I'm pretty sure that's how it was. But right now they're at a 195 floor. 12,000 was the all-time high sell. And I think Cardano actually has a office there, I believe. Somebody was telling me that. I don't really know a lot about the project. I was never planning on minting it, so I just don't know about it. But that's what I was told, that they are kind of sought after. 12,000 all-time high sell. That's big, actually. So it's still trying to find a base here. Right now, floor's at 195. I could see them coming down around that 150, 170 level probably. Just because right now it's still basing, it's still trying to find a floor. It's probably going to take a little bit to find that floor. Once it gets over 200, if it stays above 200 for a little while, maybe that's the intermediate floor. And then, you know, we can see it come back down after that. So maybe that's something to look for. Now our next one, Chilled Kongs, it is a channel favorite. And I was talking about buying around that 2,300 zone and then selling around 3,000. We did that over here. And when it came back down, we are still doing that. So now that it's pumping a little bit, you want to see what can it do, and then can it finally get over 3,000? That's kind of the level to watch. Nothing wrong with selling a couple right before 3,000, and then once if and when it pushes over 3,000, which I think it will, but it may want to come down again first. So we'll see what happens here. It'll be interesting. We are in the bear market, but they do have a catalyst going for them. So once they do get over 3,000 and it holds over that, like this, I think they had a couple sells over 3,000, I want to say, over here, but the floor didn't really get over it. Over here, you kind of want to see the same thing. Once it gets over that, it should be able to move, and that is what I'm looking for. But yeah, that 2,300 zone, it has been holding ever since middle of May, early May. So we've been watching that as the spot to get long. So now that it's pumping, just kind of waiting on things, and once it does push over at 3,000 level, it should be able to run a little bit. So Chilled Kongs, definitely watching that. So a lot of interesting things lately. I've been looking more at, like, mutants have been pumping, so I've been looking at that. Of course, the Chilled Kongs. You definitely want to be a buyer down there of Chilled Kongs. Clay Nation, haven't really got any more lately. Nor on apes, and SpaceBudz I'm definitely looking at. So that's kind of how, you know, I've been looking at things. I found a new project called Cardabolis, and I did get a couple ranch badges on that one. You know, they look kind of interesting, and the project itself looks kind of cool. They have a nice team. I do like them. And of course, still waiting on Cardistacks. They mint on July 16th. So it's the 9th now. So I'm waiting on that one as well. Those are the two I'm really watching. There's a few more that I'm probably going to do some videos on soon. But that's kind of what I'm looking for, what I'm doing right now in the space, and just kind of waiting on things. I did sell some old money now that they're pumping. I'm fine with that. I personally, I'm fine getting out of that project, and, you know, just being able to jump in some other things. I'm still looking at pitches, might buy a couple more of those, but that's just something I might do. Cardabolis, I did buy some of that. So anyway, that is the video. Throw a like if you like it, throw a dislike if you didn't. Of course, if you have any feedback, suggestions, something you would like to see done differently, throw a comment in the comment section. If you want me to do like new mints coming up, I can do like a separate video for that. Throw a comment in the comment section if you would enjoy that. With that, thanks for watching. Have an awesome rest of your day. I'll see you around the crypto markets. Take care.